Hello students, Jai Swaminarayan. This is Professor Urvish Mewada, Head of the Department in Electrical Engineering, Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, Bhat Gandhinagar. I am the subject matter of the subject Power System 2, which is in GTU 5th semester, and the subject code is 3150911. Students, in before means last four lecture we studied about all the theory session of the chapter number 1, that is basic principles. Now we'll see the examples related to all the theories. So we'll start with the first topic as example, which is based on the complex power. See, we already studied the complex power. What do you mean the complex power? Complex power, it is the apparent power, and apparent power is a combination of active power and reactive power. So we write apparent power S is equal to P plus JQ. So that's why that power is called the complex power. And one more thing, in sinusoidal signal or sinusoidal voltage or sinusoidal means AC circuit, we as we know that we have the different type of elements in the circuit, and except the resistance, the inductor and capacitance has the tendency, once the input is given to that elements, it will get charged and then after it will get discharged. And discharging means discharging voltage or discharging current means transfer, which is in the opposite to the main signal, and that's why the supply signal, or we can say the load side, sorry, the source side will be affected. And that's why that power is very difficult to measure, because it is an instantaneous value for all the time, and that's why that power is called complex power. Now in this example, this is the circuit diagram for the example. You can see that one source is connected, and with this source we have three branches. One branch is having only resistance, one second branch is having inductor and resistance, and third branch is having resistance and capacitor. So all the currents of each branches are given I1, I2 and I3, and the line current is I. Impedances are Z1, Z2 and Z3. Now these are the data given for this example. So V supply voltage is given as 1200 angle 0 degree. Why it is 0 degree? Because it is at reference. Now Z1 means impedance is given 60 plus J0, Z2 is given 6 plus J 12 ohm, and Z3 is given 30 plus J30 ohm, 30 minus J30 ohm. Now find out the absorbed power, means power absorbed by each load. Means this is the load, this is also a load, this is also a load, means all three branches having different elements. So that's why all three branches will consume different power. So that's why we need to calculate the power of all three branches. So this is the task given for this example. Now we will first calculate the currents through each branches. So first of all we will start with the I. So as we know that I is equal to V by Z. So V is already given 1200 angle 0. So V and Z is for this particular branch is 60 plus J0. So if you convert this into complex to R angle theta, so that will be 60 at angle 0. And if you solve this to means R angle theta into the complex, so that will be converted into 20 plus J0. Similarly you can calculate I2 and I3. For I2 we have the V by Z, and Z of this branch is 6 plus J12, so it is given over here, means it is written over here, and if you solve this you will get 40 minus J80 ampere. And I3 is 1200 at angle 0 divided by the impedance of third branch, which is given 30 plus J 30 minus J30, so it is divided by 30 minus J30, and that R angle theta will be converted A plus JB, so that is A plus JB form, so that is 20 plus J20. So these three are the currents of each branches. Now from this current, if we have the value of voltage, and now we have the value of current, so we can calculate the complex power of each branch. But before we can calculate complex power of each branch, we need to take conjugate of the current of each branch. So that's why the star indicates that it is the conjugate of the current. Conjugate means what? The values which we means derived means I1 is equal to 20 plus j omega, and if you take the conjugate of this two means inverse, then that will convert it 20, this minus, this plus will replace with the minus, so 20 minus j0. So the equation for apparent power for the branch 1 S1 is equal to VI1. So if we put, the values that we already derived, so 1200 at angle 0, so 20 minus j0, and that will be 24,000 w plus j0 var. Now this w indicates active power, and this j0 var indicates the reactive power. So the resultant of this two is the apparent power of that branch, so S1. Now S2 will be calculated according as we replace the value vi2 with the value which we derived, so 48,000 w plus j 96,000 var. Similarly S3 we can calculate vi3 conjugate, so v is 1200 at angle 0 and i3 is 20 plus j20, but it is taken as a conjugate, so 20 minus j20 ampere, so that will be converted as a plus jb form. So 24,000 active power and 24,000 is the reactive power. Now we can take the uh, total means average total of all three branches, so that's why S1 plus S2 plus S3 will be the total complex power. So S is equal to S1 plus S2 plus S3, so 24,000 plus 48,000 plus 24,000, that will be equal to, that will become 96,000 W means power, active power, and the resultant of this two means 0, then 96,000 means plus 96,000, then minus 24,000, so that will be 72,000 var. So this is the total load complex power. That indicates that this circuit is having 96,000 watt of the active power and 72,000 watt of the reactive power. Now we have all the current is, so the sum of the complex power which is delivered to the load can be obtained by first finding the total current. So the total current means I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to I, so that's why here the equation is written. So I1 is 20 plus j0, so 20 plus j0, then I2 is 40 minus j80. Similarly I3 is equal to 20 plus j20. So if you solve this, you will get 20 plus 40 plus 20, it means 80, and 0, then 80, then 20, you will get minus j60. So if you convert this a plus jb form into the r angle theta, then it will be 100 at angle minus 36.87 ampere. This minus sign is indicating this current is lagging. Now from that the value of I means total current, again we calculate the apparent power of the circuit. So S is equal to VI conjugate. So V is already, we know that V is 1200 angle 0, and I that we already derived from this equation. Here you can see that 80 minus j60, so the R angle theta form is 100 at angle 36.87. Now why it is positive taken? Because we taken I conjugate over here, so this minus 36 is converted as plus 36. So if you calculate this two in a plus jb form, so the final the value which we get is 96,000 w and 72,000 vr. So from this we can see that both are similar, means here you can see that the values you derive from total S is 96,000 w plus j 72,000 var, and after calculating the resultant from from the current of all the branches is same as the resultant of apparent powers that we calculated. So that is active power is 96,000 and reactive power is 72,000. Now From that we can draw the vector diagrams of both the power plane diagram, means both the current and as well as the apparent power. So from the values of the s1, s2 and s3, you can draw the vector diagram. So if you recall the previous slide, then s1 was 24,000 W plus J0 VR. So that's why S1 is taken as a reference. It is under reference. Then S2 was 48,000 watt plus J 96,000, means plus. So S2 was plus. So S2 is taken above the reference plane. So you can see that over here. And S3 was 24,000 active power minus J 24,000 VR. So it was minus. So it is taken below the plane, means S2 and S3 is over here. And the resultant that we get from the addition of all the apparent powers, S1 plus S2 plus S3, so it is 96,000 active power plus 72,000 VRs. The resultant is above the plane. Over here you can see that this is the resultant of S2, S3 and S1, so it is over here. And from that, the values of current that we derived, the currents, the I was on at J0, so that's why I1 is taken as a reference. Then I2 was at minus J80, so I2 is taken lag to I1. Similarly, I3 as J20, so it is taken above the reference plane. And the resultant of all three is 80 minus J60. The resultant is we are getting of I1, I2 and I3 below the reference plane, because the minus sign indicates currents lag to the reference line. So this is the resultant. So this is how we can draw the vector diagram of all the currents and apparent power. Now this is the second way to calculate the apparent powers. So we know the equation from this is power is v square by r or z. So s1 is equal to mod v square by z1 conjugate. So here we have all the values of z1, z2 and z3. We if we replace in this equation, we will get this 24,000 at j0, 48,000 at 48,000 plus j 96,000 vr, 24,000 active power minus j 24,000 vr. This the similar values we get from the previous equations. Now the examples based on the power factor correction. Now we already studied the power factor correction. Now what do you mean by power factor correction? If our power is lagging, then we can make it leading with the help of applying additional VARs. Now additional VRs means what? We are putting additional capacitive circuit into the inductive circuit, so we can improve the power factor. So this is the example to calculate the to correct the power factor of the circuit. As we improve the power factor of the circuit, we can reduce the uh, current consumption of the circuit. So here one circuit is drawn. You can see that this is the source, means voltage is 200 volt. And the circuit having three branches, same as the previous example. First branch is having only resistance, second branch is having resistance and inductor, and third branch is having only capacitor. Now this is the vector diagram which is plotted for the circuit. You can see that active power is taken as a reference. The reactive power is somewhat lag to the p qc, and this is the reactive power q, and this q dash is the resultant. Now uh, uh, the data given is, we have that two loads, z1 that is 100 plus j0, this is the load, and z2 is this is the second 10 plus j20, and this is the branch which is added to correct the characteristic of the power, to correct the power factor. So that's why it is indicated as dotted line. Now which are connected across the 200 volt RMS, and the supply frequency is 60 hertz for this. So the first which we need to calculate is find the total real and reactive power, the power factor at the source, and the total current. So we start with the by calculating the current of each branches. So start with the current I1 V by R. So V by R is 200 at angle 0 by 100, so that will become 2 at angle 0 ampere. I2 will become 200 divided by 10 plus j20, then it is called 4 minus j8 ampere. Now from these two current values we can calculate the apparent power of particular branch. So S1 is equal to V I1 conjugate, and so I1 conjugate will be 2 minus j0 because it is plus. Now the apparent power of the first branch is 400 watt active plus J0 reactive VAR. Now S2 we can calculate with the help of current I2, and we are taking conjugate of current I2 over here. So 200 at angle 0, 4 plus J8, so that will become 800 active means watt plus J1600 VAR. From this we can see that this second branch is supplying 600 volt of reactive power. 600 means watt means power. Now total apparent power S is equal to P plus JQ. So P is 1200 plus JQ is the 1600. So if we convert this A plus JB form into R angle theta, then it will become 2000 at angle 53.13 degree VA. Now the current I is equal to means total current I is equal to that we already we have the equation of S is equal to V into I. So take I as a subject, so S conjugate divided by V conjugate. So S conjugate will become minus 553.13 over here, and V conjugate will become 200 at angle 0. Now this will become 10 at angle 53.13 ampere. Now the power factor at the source means the supply is cos theta. We know the power factor cos theta. Now theta is we derived from this is minus 53.13. So theta is taken as 53.13, cos 53.13 is 0.6, and this is the minus, and that's why it is called lagging power factor. Now the second task which is given to calculate find the capacitance of the capacitor. Now we need to connect the additional branch to improve the power factor of that circuit. So we need to compensate that VAR for means to maintain the load to source voltage. Now find the capacitance of the capacitor connected across the load to improve the overall power factor to 0.8 lagging. Now 0.62 we need to improve 0.8 lagging. So for that we need to connect an additional branch of the capacitor. So P is equal to 1200 watt real power, and the new power factor is 0.8 lagging. Therefore theta dash means now we are calculating theta from new theta. So that is a theta dash over here. You can see that this is the theta dash between P to Q dash. This was the previous one, and this is the new one. So for this new one we need to calculate theta dash. Now theta dash is equal to we know that cos theta is equal to 0.8. So theta dash is equal to cos inverse of 0.8. That's why the angle which we get from this equation is 36.87. Now as we have the Q, now we need to calculate Q dash. Now Q dash we can calculate from this Q dash we can calculate with the help of this is the base means P tan theta. From this equation if we apply this equation over here, so P tan theta, and theta is theta dash for theta dash that we already calculate. So P is equal to 1200 that we require new power, and theta that we calculated from this, so 36.87, so 900 VAR. So for capacitor bank or capacitor branch, the QC means power for capacitor required is 600, that is supplying by the previous circuit without capacitor. Now this is the 900 additional VR which is required, and the total VR becomes 700 VR. So for this VR, you can transfer the 1200 watt of power having 0.8 lagging power. So uh, now the value of capacitor required to transfer such VAR. So from the equation of ZC, so that is V square by SC conjugate. Now we have all the values of V and SC. If we place this value 200 square, so voltage was 200 and SC is 700 VR that we required, so J 700, so that will become minus 57.14. And from the equation XC is equal to 1 upon 2 pi FC, we can calculate the value of C over here. So C is equal to Xc, as we know that in the capacitive reactance Xc is equal to 1 upon 2 pi fc. Just replace the values and we can calculate C is equal to 46.42 microfarad. So the value of capacitor which is required to compensate this VAR means 1200 VAR up to 700 VAR to improve the power factor from 0.6 lagging to 0.8 lagging. Now the total power and the total power and the new currents are, so S will become S dash, so S dash will become 1200 plus, so this was the VR which was supplied by the previous circuit. Now this new circuit is supplying 900 VR, so 1200 plus J 900, so that will become R angle theta in R angle form, so 1500 at angle 36.87. This angle indicates this is the leading apparent power, means there is no minus sign. Now current which we can calculate apparent power and the current, this was the this is the apparent power and this is the uh, current for that apparent power. So S dash conjugate by V, just replace the value, means S dash will is the S dash we calculated is 1500 at angle 36.87. It is conjugated, so that's why minus sign is there, and V conjugated 1200 at angle 0, so this will become 7.5 at angle 36.87 degree. Now this indicates that the reduction in the supply current from 10 ampere, this is the supply current 10 ampere to 7.5 ampere current, if we transfer, if we put the capacitor bank to improve the power factor from 0.6 to 0.8 lagging. As I told you that if the power factor is poor, circuit will draw large current. So this was the current drawing by the previous circuit, and here we added one branch of the capacitor, and so that the current requirement will reduce as the power factor is improved. So that's why current was required for the previous circuit was 10 ampere. Now this is required current for this for the circuit having a branch of capacitor, so it is 7.5 ampere. And this was the this is the angle of the means VAR which is required to compensate the power factor. So the current requirement will become 10 ampere to 7.5 ampere. So this is how we can improve the power factor of the circuit by adding and by removing the capacitor branch and as well as the inductor branch. Now this is the second example for the power factor correction. This circuit is given and the impedances are 1, 2 and 3, and the currents are I1, I2 and I3. This example is somewhat similar to the previous example. In this the loads which are connected in parallel across 1400 volt at angle 0, and the supply frequency is 60 hertz. Now load 1, inductive load, the rating is 125 kVA at 0.28 power factor. This is first one. Load 2 is 1000 kilowatt at 40 kVAR, and load 3 is resistive load. First is inductive, this one is inductive branch, this is the capacitive branch, and this third one is the resistive branch having 15 kilowatt of load. Now first is find the total kilowatt, means active power, reactive power and apparent power, and the supply power factor. This is the first task. So an inductive load has a lagging power factor, so the capacitive load has the leading power factor, and resistive load has the unity power factor. These are the data given to calculate the example. We'll start with the example for the first load. So theta 1, why we need to calculate the theta? From this we can calculate the angle of the power. So theta 1 is equal to cos inverse of 0.28. Why 0.28? It is given over here, the power factor, and this is the inductive load. So for this inductive load, uh, theta 1 is equal to cos inverse of 0.28, you will get the 73.74, and inductive branch is connected for this, so that's why it is called lagging. Now the load complex power R means, for that particular branches, S1 is equal to 125 at this angle, S2 is equal to the angle is given in the data, so that's why this is the angle for the second branch, and for the third branch there is no angle because it is the resistive load. So all the datas are given related to this. So from that, the apparent powers of all the branches are: S1 is equal to 35 kilowatt active plus J120 reactive, S2 is equal to 10 kilowatt active minus J40 reactive, and S3 is equal to 15 kilowatt active plus J0 reactive. The total apparent power is S is equal to P plus JQ, so total power is S1 plus S2 plus S3, so 125 plus 10 plus 15, and from that we can sorry, 125, no 125, 35 plus 10 plus 15, so that will become 60, and 120 minus 40, so that will become 80 kVAR. So from this A plus JB form, we convert that A plus JB form into R angle theta, so that will become 100 angle 53.13 kVAR. So this is the total apparent power of the circuit. Now total circuit, from this apparent power, the equation is I is equal to S conjugate by V conjugate. So S conjugate taken as 100 at 10,000, 1 lakh at angle 53.13, because it was a kVAR. So three zeros additional, so here 1 lakh at angle 53.13, and the voltage that is given is 1400 angle 0, so that will be 71.43 at angle minus 53.13 ampere. This sign is indicate your current is lagging. So from this we can calculate the supply power factor cos theta is equal to, from we replace theta with this angle 53.13, so it is called that will be 0.6 lagging. Now the second task which is given, a capacitor of negligible resistance is connected in parallel with the above loads to improve the power factor to 0.8 lagging. So we get the 0.6 lagging, so we need to improve this 0.6 lagging into the 0.8 lagging. Determine the kVAR rating of the capacitor. So P is equal to, requirement is 60 kilowatt, and power factor is 0.8, so theta dash will become cos inverse of 0.8, so 36.87, then Q dash will become 60, means P tan theta. So P is equal to 60 over here, tan, and theta is 36.87. Then we can say the reactive power supplied by this branch is 45 kVAR. Now therefore we required the capacitor kVAR is 80 was 80 VAR from the previous circuit. Now we are adding the capacitive branch, so 80 minus 45, so the equivalent kVAR will become 35. So from this 35, capacitive reactance will become V square by SC. This is the R is equal to V by uh, V upon I is equal to V upon R, R is equal to V upon I. So this is the apparent power from the capacitive branch. So P is equal to V square by R. We are using this equation over here. We don't have R in this branch, that's why we have the capacitive reactance, means XC over here. So V is 1400, so 1400 square, and SC is 35,000. So from this we can find out the value of XC, means capacitive reactance, that is minus J56 ohm. Now from the equation X is equal to 1 upon 2 by FC, we can calculate the C. So the C is, just we replace the values of frequency and the value of the means 2 pi FC. So we can calculate the C. So 47.37 microfarad, the value of C which is required to compensate this VAR from this to this, and this is the VAR supplied by this capacitor. Now from this we can calculate the new current. I dash is equal to S dash conjugate divided by V conjugate. Just replace the values, you will get the value of current. So 53.57. So in previous case you can see that the requirement of the current was 71.43. So you can see over here this was the requirement 71.43, and this is the requirement of current after putting the capacitive branch to compensate the VAR, to compensate the power factor from zero point 0.6 lagging to zero point 0.8 lagging. So the angle for that capacitive branch is 36.87 ampere, and the reduction in the supply current from 71.43 ampere to 53.57 ampere. So this is how we can calculate the examples of power factor correction. Thank you, student. We will see the examples of the next theories according to the theories in the next lecture. Thank you all. So if you have any doubt up to this point, up to this topic, you can call me, or you can WhatsApp me, or you can solve your doubt in the doubt solving session. Thank you, student, and we will see the examples of next we will see examples in the next lecture related to the other theories like complex power flow and per phase analysis. Thank you, student. Thank you very much. Jai Swaminarayan.